Most people are not tired because life asks too much of them. They are tired because they keep giving their energy to things that were never worth the cost. A rude comment, a past mistake, a person who does not respect them, a future they cannot fully control, an argument that changes nothing, an opinion from someone whose life they would never want. And little by little, their mind becomes crowded, not with real duties, but with noise. Stoicism teaches a hard truth. Your energy is part of your life. Every hour of attention you give away is an hour you never get back. Every argument you feed, every fear you rehearse, every insult you replay, every opinion you chase, every old wound you keep opening, all of it is life leaving you in small pieces. So before this video is over, ask yourself one question. What am I giving my life to that does not deserve my life? Stay with this reflection, because we are going to look at 10 things Stoics never waste energy on. Not because Stoics are cold, not because they do not care, but because they understand that a strong mind must protect its strength. You will learn how to stop feeding useless anger, how to stop chasing approval, how to stop fighting the past, how to stop trying to control people, how to stop spending your best attention on things that weaken you, and most important, how to keep your energy for what is truly yours, your character, your duty, your discipline, and your next right action. If you want calm, serious lessons on Stoicism, discipline, and self-control, subscribe to the channel. This is a place for people who want to train the mind, not spend their lives in noise. Let us begin with the first thing Stoics do not waste energy on. They do not waste energy on what other people think. This does not mean they ignore all advice. This does not mean they become rude. This does not mean they stop caring about people. It means they know the difference between useful correction and empty opinion. Many people wake up already carrying a crowd in their mind. What will they think? Will they approve? Will they laugh? Will they understand? Will they respect me? Will they talk about me? And before the day has even begun, their peace is already outside of their own hands. A Stoic knows that another person's opinion is not fully yours to control. You can act with honesty. You can speak with respect. You can do your work well. You can keep your word. You can live with discipline. But you cannot climb inside another person's mind and force them to see you clearly. Some people will misunderstand you because they are careless. Some will misunderstand you because they are wounded. Some will misunderstand you because seeing you clearly would make them uncomfortable. Some will judge you from a distance, with only half the story and all the confidence. If you spend your life trying to correct every false picture of you, you will become a servant to strangers. Reputation lives in other people's mouths. Character lives in your choices. The Stoic protects character first. He does not ask, "How do I look to everyone?" He asks, "What am I becoming?" This question saves energy. Because when you care more about character than image, you no longer need to perform for every passing eye. You can listen when criticism is true. You can ignore what is only noise. You can let people be wrong without chasing them down the road. You can stop living like every day is a trial and every stranger is a judge. Ask yourself, is this opinion worth my peace? Is this person a wise judge of my life? Would I trade my values for their approval? If the answer is no, release it. Let them think. Let them speak. Let them misunderstand. You return to the work. The second thing Stoics do not waste energy on is the past. The past is a strange prison because the door is already open, but the mind keeps walking back inside. People replay old mistakes. They repeat old arguments. They rebuild old pain. They remember what they should have said. They punish themselves for choices made by a version of themselves that no longer exists. And they call this thinking. But often it is not thinking. It is suffering in a circle. The Stoic does not deny the past. He studies it. He asks what it teaches. Then he returns to the present. That is the difference. The past can be a teacher, but it becomes a tyrant when you keep kneeling before it. You cannot change the words you said. You cannot undo the chance you missed. You cannot return to the room where you failed and live it again with the wisdom you have now. What is gone, but the lesson can remain. If you made a mistake, learn. If you hurt someone, repair what can be repaired. If you lost something, grieve with dignity. If you were foolish, become wiser. But do not give your whole life to a day that no longer exists. Regret is useful only when it becomes correction. After that, it becomes self-harm in a fine robe. The Stoic asks, what can I do now? That question is simple, but it has power. It pulls the mind out of the graveyard of what cannot be changed. Now is where your hands still work. Now is where your character can act. Now is where courage can begin. Do not waste today trying to edit yesterday. Take the lesson. Leave the chain. The third thing Stoics do not waste energy on is trying to control people. This may be one of the hardest lessons, because people can disturb us more than almost anything else. Their choices, their moods, their silence, their anger, their weakness, their lack of gratitude, their refusal to change, their habit of doing the same foolish thing again and again. It is tempting to believe that if you could just make them understand, make them agree, make them act right, make them love correctly, make them respect you, then you would finally be peaceful. But this is a trap. You can influence people. You can advise them. You can set boundaries. You can teach by example. You can speak truth. But you cannot own another person's mind. You cannot force wisdom into someone who is in love with their own confusion. You cannot make a dishonest person honest by worrying harder. You cannot make an ungrateful person grateful by bleeding for them. You cannot make a selfish person fair by explaining your pain for the 100th time. The Stoic saves energy by seeing people clearly, not cruelly, clearly. He does not demand figs from a thorn bush. He does not stand in the rain shouting at the clouds to become dry. He does not hand his peace to someone who has not even learned to govern themselves. This does not mean he becomes passive. If someone harms him, he sets a boundary. If someone lies, he acts with wisdom. If someone abuses trust, he changes the distance. But he does not waste his soul trying to control what belongs to another person's will. You are responsible for your action. They are responsible for theirs. Your peace grows when you stop confusing the two. The fourth thing Stoics do not waste energy on is useless arguments. Some arguments are necessary. Truth must sometimes be defended. Boundaries must sometimes be spoken. Justice sometimes needs a clear voice. But many arguments are not about truth. They are about ego. They are about winning. They are about proving that you were right. They are about forcing another person to admit what they may never admit. They are about feeding the small hunger that says, I must have the last word. The Stoic does not worship the last word. He values the right word. And sometimes the right word is silence. Ask yourself before you argue, will this help? Will this protect what matters? Will this make anything clearer? Am I trying to solve something, or am I trying to punish someone with my words? Am I speaking from wisdom or from wounded pride? A person who argues with every fool becomes a student of foolishness. He enters the mud again and again, then wonders why his clothes are never clean. Not every wrong statement needs your correction. Not every insult needs your reply. Not every comment is a call to battle. Your attention is valuable. Do not spend it in every marketplace of noise. If a person is honest, speak. If a person is confused but willing, explain. If a person only wants heat, do not become their firewood. Walk away. Let silence guard what speech would only waste. The fifth thing Stoics do not waste energy on is revenge. Revenge feels powerful because it gives pain a direction. Someone hurt you, so the mind says hurt them back. Someone embarrassed you, so the mind says make them feel small. Someone betrayed you, so the mind says make them suffer. For a moment, revenge can feel like justice. But look closely. Revenge often keeps you tied to the person who harmed you. You think you are taking power back, but you are still orbiting around them. Their action becomes the center. Their wrong becomes your fuel. Their character begins shaping yours. And that is a second injury. The first injury is what they did. The second injury is becoming worse because of it. The Stoic does not confuse justice with poison. Justice seeks what is right. Revenge seeks emotional payment. Justice can be calm. Revenge needs fire. Justice may require action. Revenge requires you to keep drinking bitterness. This does not mean you allow harm to continue. Protect yourself. Speak the truth. Leave when you must. Report what must be reported. End what must be ended. But do not let revenge become your home. The best answer to someone who tried to lower you is not to become low with them. It is to remain loyal to your own standard. They acted from disorder. You act from character. That is victory. The sixth thing Stoics do not waste energy on is comfort. This may sound strange because comfort feels good. A warm room, easy food, soft habits, no pressure, no challenge, no discomfort. there is nothing wrong with rest. The body needs rest. The mind needs rest. But comfort becomes dangerous when it becomes your master. If you need comfort all the time, then every hard thing feels like an enemy. A difficult conversation becomes unbearable. A hard task feels unfair. A delay feels personal. Discipline feels like punishment. Growth feels like suffering. The Stoics trained themselves to need less, not because they hated life, but because they wanted freedom. A person who needs little is hard to threaten. A person who can endure discomfort is hard to control. A person who does not panic when life becomes hard has a kind of wealth that cannot be stolen. Practice small discomforts. Wake up when you said you would. Do the task before the mood arrives. Eat a simple meal without complaint. Put the phone down. Take the harder path when the easier path is making you weaker. Do not make comfort the ruler of your day. Use comfort when it serves life. Leave it when it weakens character. Peace is not found by obeying every soft desire. Often, peace comes from knowing you can do what is right even when it is uncomfortable. The seventh thing Stoics do not waste energy on is comparing themselves to others. Comparison is a thief with a quiet step. It enters the mind and says, "Look at them. They are ahead. They have more. They look better. They are praised. They are younger. They are richer. They are stronger. They are moving faster." And suddenly your own life feels smaller, even if nothing has changed. The Stoic does not waste energy trying to live another person's path. He knows that every life has hidden weight. You see the result, not the cost. You see the image, not the fear. You see the success, not the price paid in silence. You see the smile, not the private war. Comparison is often ignorance pretending to be judgment. You do not know the whole story. And even if someone truly has more than you, what then? Does envy make you wiser? Does bitterness make you stronger? Does staring at another person's road move your feet on your own? The Stoic asks, "What is my duty?" Not their duty. Mine. What can I improve today? What habit can I strengthen? What weakness can I face? What work is in front of me? Comparison scatters energy. Duty gathers it. You do not need to be ahead of everyone. You need to be less false than yesterday, more disciplined than yesterday, more honest than yesterday, more courageous than yesterday. That is a better race, and it is one you can actually run. The eighth thing Stoics do not waste energy on is fear of the future. The future is powerful because it is empty enough for the mind to fill with monsters. What if I fail? What if I lose everything? What if they leave? What if I get sick? What if I am too late? What if I cannot handle what comes? Some planning is wise. The Stoic is not careless. He prepares. He thinks ahead. He saves. He trains. He looks at risk. But he does not suffer the whole future before it arrives. That is what many people do. They live through imagined disasters again and again. The body sits in one room, but the mind is fighting 100 possible wars. No wonder it is tired. Stoicism brings the mind back to the present duty. What is mine now? What step is needed now? What can I prepare now? What can I stop imagining because it is not useful? Fear often pretends to be preparation, but real preparation leaves you stronger. Fear leaves you drained. If a future problem can be prevented, act. If it can only be imagined, return. Return to the breath. Return to the work. Return to the next right step. You do not need strength for every possible future today. You need strength for today. And when tomorrow becomes today, you will meet it there. The ninth thing Stoics do not waste energy on is trying to appear important. This is a very old human weakness. People want to be seen, praised, respected, admired, envied. They want the room to know they matter. So they perform. They exaggerate. They chase status. They show more than they live. They speak loudly because they are not at peace quietly. But the Stoic knows that true worth does not need constant display. A tree does not shout that it has roots. A flame does not beg to be called warm. A disciplined life does not need applause to be real. When you waste energy trying to appear important, you stop doing the work that would actually make you solid. You polish the mask and neglect the face. You decorate the outside and weaken the inside. Marcus Aurelius had the highest status in Rome. Yet he kept reminding himself that fame fades, praise fades, titles fade, bodies fade, and even great names become dust. This was not sadness. It was clarity. If applause is temporary, why sell your soul for it? If status is unstable, why make it your God? If people forget even kings, why should their attention rule your day? The Stoic does not reject honor when it comes honestly, but he does not chase importance like a starving man. He does the work. He lives by principle. He lets the result speak when it speaks. And if no one claps, the work was still real. The 10th thing Stoics do not waste energy on is what is outside their control. This is the root of all the others. Other people's opinions, the past, the choices of others, arguments that change nothing, revenge, comfort, comparison, imagined futures, status. All of these become dangerous when the mind treats them as if they are fully ours. But the Stoic divides life with a clean blade. This is mine. That is not mine. My judgment is mine. My effort is mine. My honesty is mine. My discipline is mine. My courage is mine. My response is mine. The rest may affect me, but it does not have to own me. This is not easy. It must be practiced again and again. When you are insulted, return to what is yours. When you are delayed, return to what is yours. When you are afraid, return to what is yours. When you are praised, return to what is yours. When you are blamed, return to what is yours. When life changes, return to what is yours. Your power is smaller than your ego wants, but it is stronger than your fear believes. You do not control the whole sea, but you can control the hand on the oar. You do not control the storm, but you can control whether you abandon the ship inside yourself. This is the discipline of a strong mind. To stop pouring energy into what cannot be governed. To stop feeding what only feeds on you. To stop living as if every outside thing deserves the center of your soul. Now bring this into your own life. What has been taking too much of your energy? Whose opinion? What old mistake? What argument? What fear? What comparison? What desire? What person? What possible future? Do not answer quickly. Look honestly. Some part of you already knows. There is something you keep feeding that keeps weakening you. There is something you keep carrying that does not belong to you. There is something you keep replaying that has already taken enough. The Stoic path is not about becoming empty. It is about becoming free. Free enough to care about what matters. Free enough to ignore what does not. Free enough to act without being dragged by every noise. Free enough to keep your strength for the duties that are truly yours. Your family may need your energy. Your work may need it. Your health may need it. Your future may need it. Your character needs it. Do not spend it all on ghosts, critics, fools, fears, and old wounds. Protect the center. That does not mean you will never react. You will. It does not mean you will never worry. You will. It does not mean you will never care about the wrong thing. You will. But each time you notice, you can return. You can say, this is not worth my life. You can say, this is not mine to carry. You can say, my energy belongs to my character, my duty, and my next right action. And then you can take one step back toward yourself. That is how a Stoic becomes strong. Not by winning every battle, but by refusing the battles that only drain the soul. Not by controlling everything, but by mastering the small kingdom within. Not by feeling nothing, but by spending feeling wisely. So as you leave this reflection, carry one question with you. What am I wasting energy on that a wiser version of me would release? Sit with that question. Do not run from it. Let it show you the places where your life is leaking away. And then choose one thing to stop feeding. One argument. One fear. One old mistake. One person's opinion. One useless desire. One habit of comparison. Start there. Do not try to become perfectly peaceful in one day. Just stop paying tribute to one thing that has ruled you for too long. That is enough for today. And tomorrow, return again. If this reflection helped you, subscribe to the channel. Not for noise, not for empty motivation, but for calm Stoic lessons that help you build discipline, strength, and self-control one day at a time. Until the next one, guard your mind carefully. Your energy is your life. Spend it on what makes you stronger. Release what only makes you tired.